Hello, everybody. I'm Mike from the Rewatch Project podcast, and I am a lifelong Star Trek fan watching classic Doctor Who for the first time. And I am 6/7 of the way through the Marco Polo reconstructed serial, the fan-made reconstruction of said missing serial. And I am on the episode, The Mighty Kublai Khan, the penultimate episode of this serial. So I'm looking forward to getting into this. The end is near. This has been a very exciting journey of a serial, and this has been a very exciting journey of discovery of the world of Doctor Who as well. So again, I really appreciate all of the comments on the YouTube channel. It has been quite the education. I had some helpful souls answer some questions from the last episode as well about the color photography on this, and about how some of the photographs were color and some of them were black and white. So the black and white photos were colorized to bring them up to give that consistency for this reconstruction. So it's nuggets like that I really appreciate, and I definitely will take pause at some point to do an episode where we really get into some of the great voices and personalities and individuals who have been commenting on there. So please continue to do so. That is a great motivator for me to continue doing this. Quick reminder that I do appreciate those comments, and also do check out my regular audio podcast, The Rewatch Project, where my wife Hannah and I go back and watch some of our favourite genre shows. But this is not what we're here for today. This is a first time watch. I know little to nothing about Doctor Who. I haven't the slightest idea what's going to happen in this storyline as we go over into the last two episodes. So let's go for it. Oh, there he is. I've got to say, he's probably been my favourite villain so far. He's pretty formidable in his own way. It's almost like it reminds me of Seinfeld, Newman, Chagana. It's a name that should be uttered like you snake.
No, let us all go. I appeal to you.
You can't appeal to Chagana.
You hate Marco.
Tell that man to take his hands off my grandchild. The key first, Doctor.
It's interesting hearing the Doctor refer to her as his grandchild, I was wondering if that was something that they were going to start de-emphasising, but no.
Let me kill them and be done with it.
We will kill no one.
Are you mad? They will only escape again.
I don't think so.
I'm sorry, Grandfather.
So long as you're safe, Susan, that's all that matters.
It's very understanding of him.
Where did you get this key, Doctor?
Mr. Marco.
Barbara's hair is amazing.
You did? Yes, I searched her room last night.
Oh, no.
The next you see your caravan, it will be at the Great Khan's summer palace, and that will make an end of it.
So that's the end of the journey. The Palace of Kublai Khan.
Day of hard riding. We left Chengting at dawn, and by dusk it covered 40 miles.
I remember there was a mini-series about Marco Polo in I think the late 70s, early 80s, starring Ken Marshall from Krull. He would also be in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I've got to get a Star Trek reference in there. And that was during the great era of the miniseries, Shogun and Jesus of Nazareth and a lot of these epics. But I don't think I've ever seen it. And, I'm going to admit, I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I'm pretty historically ignorant, I don't know much about the story of Marco Polo or Kublai Khan. These are things that I remember hearing about in school. And, again, I'm embarrassed to admit, maybe if I'd grown up watching Doctor Who, I would have more of a grasp and understanding of these things. But, when I was a kid, I was part of the Star Wars generation. My mind was off in the stars. It wasn't down here on Earth in history. So I think Doctor Who was probably doing a good service for the kids that were watching it. But I want to check out that Marco Polo miniseries because, I'm very interested to sort of step back into this world from another storytelling perspective.
As this is a densely populated area of...
All locations. One of the things about television, you hear the idea of bottle shows. We had one, with the Edge of Destruction or whatever that short two-parter was. And of course, Star Trek, that's the classic. They stay on the Enterprise or they get trapped in a shuttlecraft or something. So, TV often, you want to limit your locations. Cheers, Central Perk, the police station, the high school in Buffy, all of these things. And this is kind of the antithesis of that. You know, this whole every episode's a different location, and they're probably redresses of the same things, but it's still work. And I really admire that for it. And again, it's a shame this was lost for those and many other reasons.
Gone over his ride yet?
No, you must talk to Marco.
Talk to Marco? I've done nothing else but talk to Marco.
Oh, Marco, Ian wants a word with you.
Who?
I'm sorry, I think I'll go off to bed.
Just a minute. Barbara, come here, right?
Good on you, Barbara.
Well,
Come on, Ian, sort it out, mate.
you must give us back the TARDIS.
Is that what you want to talk to me about?
Yes.
Again.
I told you before, Ian. You know what this caravan means to me. If I give it to the Khan, he'll let me go home.
All right. I'll tell you why.
Oh, this should be interesting.
Tell you the truth. I know it's difficult to believe.
Don't know whether this was a good thing to share.
You are asking me to believe that your caravan can defy the passage of the sun? Move not merely from one place to another.
I like that. Defy the
From
passage
today
of the
to
sun.
tomorrow, today into yesterday?
Good writing.
No, Ian. That I cannot accept.
I'm telling you the
It's just
truth.
too much.
Are you, Ian?
I swear it.
You didn't find it, did you? It was given to you and you lied about finding it to protect Ping Cho.
Busted. You've lost all credibility, buddy.
If I did, Ian, I would give you the key.
Yeah, you say that now. I mean, they've already proved their honesty previously. You wouldn't give it up. That's
Well, speak up.
There are robbers and cutthroats on the road.
it's a very gentlemanly captor, isn't he?
Tried to reach home.
Somebody-
Great tights.
But that's 1,000 miles from here.
Shall we go back and find her?
Suppose we must.
The Khan ordered you to ride without your latest shine.
Swarthy
Also
Tigana is.
responsible for Ping Cho's safety.
When the embroiderers arrive, take them straight to the lady.
It's this guy again. I'm sure that Steven Spielberg must have seen this and based that character in Raiders of the Lost Ark on this guy. Again, unless this is just some archetype that I'm not familiar with. But yeah, it's very similar.
Other man, the old. I know. You were with Messer Marco Polo's caravan.
No.
What have you done, child?
This is such a delicious performance.
Oh, well.
Wow, she's like the local equivalent of Susan, isn't she? Just incredible at getting herself in trouble.
Why did you do it?
I hope all is well and Ian has found Ping Cho.
This is where the portability of the TARDIS is really disadvantageous.
We are now beyond the Great Wall.
Pincho could be anywhere. The chances of finding her are very small. But
I've noticed, Tigana he has the gift of the gab, doesn't he? He's a real worm tongue. And the other thing I've noticed as well is how few dialogue flubs there's been in the last few. I don't know if they've been fixed in the fan edit or something, but there's a lot of really busy dialogue, and it's been done very well.
Ian knows where the caravan is. He knows exactly where.
I'm also wondering whether this was another episode where Hartnell wasn't feeling too well, because he does seem to be not terribly present in this episode.
I think I know something of Ian's character.
You can't know.
Haven't given him enough time yet. Anyway, I'm glad. I hope he doesn't.
It's funny because although they're prisoners, it's like they're having a whale of a time, aren't they? It does seem to be the most casual. It's almost like a humorous version of Stockholm Syndrome or something. It's like the captee relationship here is very amiable. Apart from obviously the old party pooper Wormtongue over here.
I see. But not your caravan.
I feel bad for Marco. I'm a manager. I manage people, and sometimes it does feel a little bit like you're herding cats. And I'm getting a lot of stressed out middle manager energy from Marco here. It's just like, you people, again with you people.
I've got to find it. I've got to.
Ian's impeccable hair.
Perhaps it is still here.
No. We shall never leave Kublai Khan's cafe.
So this is where we're heading for the final episode The recovery of the TARDIS.
Kneel upon the ground and touch your forehead upon the floor.
I shall do no such thing.
You tell him, Doc. Oh, so it was his stick he was waving at the villains in the last episode, not a sword.
Careful in his strength. Kowtow before the ruler of Asia, India, Cathay, and other territories. Kowtow before the master of the world.
They had good hype men back then, didn't they? Oh, gratuitous butt shot. There he is. We've seen better days. Oh, poor Doc. Can't bend his back enough. Is that going to be seen as disrespectful? Oh, Doc, you can't take him anywhere, can you? Got elderly relatives like that. I'm going to become one of them, probably. Yeah, design work, that's beautiful.
We bid you welcome to our court. Are you perchance a physician? I am not a doctor of medicine, sir. Otherwise I should be
The Doctor of Time.
Oh, it's a pity.
In space.
Where is the Wolo Tigana? Our patrols watch the Karakorum Road, and tomorrow we'll ride for Peking.
Must we go too?
Silence! Speak only when you are addressed.
Man, they don't take any shit, do they?
Well, I wondered if we might wait for Ping Zhou, my lord.
No, I think it is better that you ride.
I love this tableau here. You know, this cast of characters and how colourful it is.
You spoke. I said I don't think I could get on another horse. Then walk. In my present condition, sir.
I feel like Kublai Khan and the Doc are kind of two sides of the same coin. They could just have like a crotchety old man off.
About that lump of yours.
The master of the world has a carriage of state.
Great costuming there. Design, even the fingernails painted.
You will ride in state with us.
So much of his detail must have got lost at the time.
We have healing waters here which relieve my gout. Come, let us observe their effects upon your aches and pains. Very well, very well. Oh, what a trial.
Just exchanging maladies. Oh, there he is. It's all coming to a head now.
I'd kill him. Do so. He is of no importance.
Such a Tigana move. Hold your bluff there, mate. Assassin at Peking. Yeah, good stuff. I think things got a little bit more convoluted in this episode. And I think these longer storylines, that does happen. And I've said before that, you know, the guest characters in this, I think because, you know, the historical element to it are more appealing and more engaging and more interesting. But I did start to feel the convolution a little bit in this episode. There was a lot of they're over there, they're meeting them, they need to do that, they need to bring here. And I think that so far at least, I think Doctor Who seems to be at its best when there's a real sharpness and a clarity, and I don't want to say simplicity, but just a real focus to the storytelling. And this one felt like it got a little bit messy here and there, but still very enjoyable. And we're right near the end of this storyline, which I've been enjoying immensely, despite having to watch it in this compromised form, but it still works really well, and I can't wait to see the last, which I believe is the final part, Assassin at Peking. So I'll be back in the coming days with that, and then we'll be getting on to the next serial, so that's very exciting. And again, I appreciate comments on the YouTube page. You can email me at rewatchprojectpodcast@gmail.com, and also please do check out the Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike, the audio podcast that I also do, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.